Baby dolls, what is going on with ZKZX? This thing has just capitulated down. What is going on? It is a privacy protocol for Pulse Chain. Now, friends, I had a tiny little bit just to nibble. It's just sitting around in my wallet just to check it out. But look, I want to tell you something first. I've been getting a lot of questions. People are saying, oh, there's too many things going wrong. Shut up. This is an abundance bull market. This is exactly what happens, okay? So I'm not going to spend too long on this. I'm just going to show you. Look, there's been a big capitulator here. And there's been a big fat giant dump. Now, here's the thing, right? We just saw Beetroot become Beetrug. But here's the unfortunate part. You see, Beetroot, friends, was actually liked by Richard Hart. So then it added like more credibility to it. So that's why it sucked when the team said, don't worry, we're going to fix it. And then they just deleted everything and rugged. That sucked. Now, here's the thing. Richard Hart apparently heard from someone that he is following ZKZX, the actual Twitter. And now this thing has happened. Now, apparently someone as well was able to link one of the wallet address to another rug called Pulse Ape Yacht Club NFTs. Like, oh man, you guys are just stupid. Friends, look, I don't like scammers, but can you at least not rug before Bitcoin hits 80K? I'm just asking, is this like, I know you're scammers, a lot of these are grifters, speaking to like, you know, the scum out there, but you're going to make more money than you can imagine. Just stop twiddling your thumbs and taking out for your shitty little 80 grand or 120 grand you think is a lot of money. It's actually nothing. It's garbage, you understand? If you let the community build and ride out the whole cycle and at least just present some sort of form of product, okay, you never need a product, bro. There's meme coins going around everywhere. You need a product. You don't need anything. Just chill out. These people, they're so greedy. They're so scummy. It is what it is, okay? Now, I have some, like I said, tiny bit in my wallet, just sitting there, just a tiny bit. Should you participate? Look, man, completely up to you, friends. Just here's the thing: there's too many other opportunities. That's the way I see it. Okay. Now I know you're not going to say like I don't really care. Okay. For example, Zen is still in deep blood capitulation zone. Okay. Remember Zen, XN chain, maxis of Zen, even like don't like it anymore. Now apparently, Jack Levin is going to use AI for how Zen works. Now, for the X1 chain. Okay, now here's the thing. How useful the consensus and all of that is, don't worry about that tech stuff. Just put it aside. It has the word AI. It's like the world's first artificial intelligence chain, blah, blah, blah. You understand? It's all narratives, right? Artificial intelligence sector is already 17 billion market cap. If that does a 10x from here, that's 170 billion. Maybe they give it a nice valuation, right? Zen's like 20 million market cap. Okay, so that's how you just got to think about these narratives, okay? That's what it comes down to. There's also Cult DAO on Ethereum. There's also Penis Cult. There's so many coins on Pulse Chain, for example, super low. Remember, I can't name all of them. There's heaps of them, okay? Mind you, the SPIs, PulseX and HEX, they're still like mega cheap. Okay? So you have abundance of opportunity, and I still have the Clip Finance IDO still running live, okay, for AI-driven liquidity management. That's another thing for AI. Plus, there's paid Launchpad. Plus, friends, I'm going to make another video. There's another Launchpad I found. A friend like ushered me in, heard from a friend of a friend of a friend. Shout out to that gentleman who actually showed it to me. Basically put it in, because here's the thing, friends. Paid, you need 75,000 paid, and guess what? The coin's going to go up too much because there's too much buy pressure, because they're using 10% of everyone's tickets to buy up the token as a tax, and this because it's going to go up way too much over time. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Like, for example, I think $1 million will 4x the price of paid, maybe 2x or 4x the price. But guess what? When they start doing $30 million per week, that's $3 million. Like, it's going to be insane. Now, of course, not going to just chill out. You see all these different things going out here. To throw your money out like on ZKZX, that's just something you got to think about. Lottery tickets, it's lottery tickets. Now, I'm personally not adding anymore. Just I thought, you know what? I don't like these privacy solutions, man. Another gentleman also asked, like, why do privacy solutions suck? And the answer is because they're third cycle narrative now. Third cycle. That's how old they are. Monero's in the first cycle, friends. I'm sure it's 2017. That was their first big cycle, I think. Okay, but if that was its second cycle, man, it's even worse than that. Okay, were privacy coins around in 2013? I don't know. I think it was 2017 that had their first big one. 2021 was its second cycle. Now we are in third cycle curse for privacy narrative. So that's why, yeah, privacy's a right, privacy's are needed, but it's really old. Here's the thing. Yes, we need it, but you don't want to store your privacy, right, wealth. You don't want to actually store it. You want to transact in it. So that's why it's actually got a poopy payment solution narrative with it. It's like, it's a derivative of payment solutions, not a derivative of store of value. Okay, this is something I figured out. I'm like, man, why isn't Monero worth like, $89 billion? Everyone should be able to store their privacy. I'm like, no, they don't. They just want to move money secretly, privately, okay? They want to move money privately, but they will just leave it there. It's not like they don't want it to disappear. They don't want to hide it from anything. They just want to move it and let it sit there. So that's what it all comes down to, okay? And baby dolls, okay, so outside of this narrative, as I just explored, privacy and stuff here and there are, like I said, so many alternatives, friends. The AI stuff, okay, maybe Clip Finance, maybe other ones appear later on. Launchpad, gaming, going through a lot. But also, right in front of us, friends, you have Icosa, man. Icosa. This is why we're actually friends, you and me. This is why I tell you, friends, literally, from the bottom of my heart, how many times have I told you, okay, at the end of the day, what is the difference between a good doctor and a bad doctor? All right, the good doctor, the patient's still alive. The bad one, all right, they're dead. All right, sweet. What's the difference between someone nice we watch on YouTube, someone good and friendly, and someone who's a non-friend? Okay, the non-friend, they are telling us about stuff being cheap after green candles. Do you understand? The friends are telling you back when they get back into the cheap zones. That's what your friends are telling you. Remember, Icosa is leverage on HEX. Look at this, man. If you go back to the bottom, friends, look at this. If you, like I was talking about it, it's a 20x on HEX. But look at this. Forget that number now. That was actually like deep depression. That was pre-Richard Hart even talking about the SEC. Today, friends, today, back up to the ceiling. That's a 5.2x on HEX. So if you have a 20x expectation of HEX, this is a 100x sitting there. I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know if it'll ever go there, okay? You're still waiting for Alex. Is it going to appear? There's been no updates here and there. Okay, that's just the risk we take. I don't know, okay? Everything can go to zero. But HEX is the speed. HEX is what you follow. So that's what I'm just sharing with you. We don't need to really take all that excess type of risk. Like you can throw in lottery tickets here and there, but look, you've done most of the hard work. You see now, I'm kind of getting bored at all these, finding out these things. I'm like, I'm getting a bit bored. Like we're already allocated because I know how random it is right now. I know what you're probably feeling like, got to grab the next thing, got to grab the next thing. It's fully random at this point. The random thing will pop off, new coin comes up here and there. So participating in the IDOs, Launchpads, many Cycle 1 coins, we're trying to participate as much as we can. There's also like free stuff sitting here because Pulse Chain's, friends, Pulse Chain has no exchange exposure. So it's still gate kept, Pulse, X, and HEX. So you got to think, okay, if they go up and HEX goes up with it, then what are leverage on the altcoins versions of it going to do? This is crazy, right? Remember also, Icosa and Hedron, they are the only approved non-Richard Hart coins pretty much mentally, okay? Why? Because it's a full-on expansion pack. It actually expands on HEX ecosystem, actually enhances it. Because you can do an NFT of your stake. It gives it a yield curve. It's full on amazing. Bitcoin actually needs this, friends. Bitcoin totally needs this. Because, if Bitcoin wants to actually be world money, it can't be world money now. Why? Because the US Treasury has all the bond yield curve. It has all the money deliverable out in the future. With Bitcoin, though, you will eventually need a yield curve out for like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years for people to borrow and send here and there. Now, of course, it's dangerous, right? Because if you lose the money, you can't make it anymore. So it's going to be very, very different type of risk, type of base money stuff and the derivatives on it. But that's like so far into the future. We're still early to crypto. But with NFTs, now that we can do this on Icosa and for HEX and stuff, which is exactly what we have. You see all these things that's expanding, pretty cool. It's almost like we're ahead of it. We're ahead of the times. We'll probably find out one day in the future. Yeah, Bitcoin's got like a 1 year yield curve, right? Deliverable out in 1 year and stuff. And then we'll find like, oh yeah, Icosa did that for HEX like, a long time ago. And hopefully the price is actually 100x higher. So don't forget, man, these things, they're worth a lot. These are the type of opportunity just sitting there, Icosa and Hedron. And we'll probably find at the very end of the cycle, what happens is so many coins are high. We are just looking for cheap, filthy trash because everything else is expensive. That's how you know it's pretty much the end. That means you run out of buyers. Everybody's bought absolutely everything. They started with the Bitcoin speed and the Ethereum stuff, the large cap, mid caps, and all the gaming narratives, and everything's like popped up like mushrooms, and then suddenly we're at the end. We're like, I want to buy this maybe meme coin of a derivative here and there because of this market cap. But you might find yourself with me, we catch ourselves. So like, wait a minute, we're just buying this in pure degeneracy mode because everything else is expensive. That's how you know it's the end. That's when everybody thinks everything's got to go. But That's what you don't control that, because no one ever realizes that they've run out of most of the buyers are already in, because when people start going for the poopy coins, everybody holding the other coins, they think they've still got like another 3, 5, 10x to go. They can't imagine, like, oh, wait a minute, let's use the example. Let's say HEX is like 30 cents. Okay. People think like, there's no way this is the top, because even though you guys are buying the ultra low, super speculative scams now, they can't be the top because HEX isn't $1 yet. Just give you an example. Or Bitcoin's 80K. People say, oh, this can't be the top because Bitcoin's on 100. Right? There's so many examples. Oh, Chainlink is maybe like $80. This can't be the top. You aren't even 100 yet. Yeah. So somewhere this type of like psychological trap forms. But we're still early. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.